Truly He is the one, He has no father or son.
Al-Hikmat Dawah Service is now offering a special Dubai and Umrah package in December 2019. A 10-day trip from December 9th to December 19th, 2019. Average cost is $3,000. The group will be led by Shaikh Shafayat. For more details, you can contact Al-Hikmat Dawah Services at 954-986-0158 or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
All praises are due to Allahu Allah. All praises are due to Allahu Allah. Allahu 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 Allah. Allahu.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. If you would like to dedicate copies of one of these publications as Sadaqah Jariyah, continuous blessings for your parents or dear ones who have passed away, or fi sabilillah in the path of Allah, please give us a call so we can place your names on these dedicated publications. You can call us at 954-986-0158 or you can also visit us at www.alhikmat.com.
Allah is the creator of different faces. Allah is the creator of all races. Allahu, 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 Allah.
Royal Bengal Trading, importer, exporter, wholesaler of Bangladeshi Indo-Pak groceries and spices. We specialize in various authentic Indian masalas, juices, flours, rices, and spices. We offer exclusive brands as Ocean Pearl, Shan, National, Tilda, Himani, and many, many more. We're located at 36B Coroni Savannah Road, Charleville, Chaguanas, Trinidad and Tobago. You can call us at 473-4676 or call 476-3117. Email us at wahabdk@gmail.com. Now open Sajida exclusive for all of your Islamic and casual wear. We carry a large selection of silk route and al-karam gowns, scarves, hijabs, hijab pins, and many other accessories. We have exclusive Swarovski gold-filled and sterling silver jewelry. We are located in store 143, Coroni Savannah Road, Charleville, Chaguanas, located on the opposite side of TNT Chicken Hut. For more info, you can call 328-6682 or 295-5400.
Fens, the single largest specialty retailer of residential and office furniture, consumer electronics, home appliances, and household items in Trinidad and Tobago. At Fens, we offer a large selection of high-quality products, honest and reliable service. We are passionate about serving you, and we're proud of the standard of excellence upheld by our knowledgeable staff, friendly delivery teams, and dedicated customer care associates. Visit Fens First, your friendly furniture, appliance, and electronic dealer since 1960.
With over 20 years of traveling experience, Al-Hikmat Services is offering exclusive 2019 tours for India and Dubai on October 13th through October 23rd, visiting holy sites, Taj Mahal, and many other historical sites. These groups will be led by Shaikh Shafayat. For more details, you can contact Al-Hikmat Dawah Services at 1-800-804-0267 or at 954-986-0158, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
يا لا يا لا يا لا يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا لا.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my journey to Islam. It is indeed a pleasure to have with us in Al Hikmat studio Brother Darren Carter. Welcome to the show, brother.
Assalamu alaikum, brother. Shaikh,
Nice.
and
It's
thank
a
you
pleasure
very
to
much.
have you. And for the benefit of our viewers, just to let our viewers know, it is indeed a wonderful idea, and it always attracts a lot of comments from our viewers worldwide when we speak to people who have converted or reverted to Islam, as we normally see. So today we have with us in the studio Brother Darren, and Darren has a very, very interesting background on his journey to Islam. So stay tuned, and always stay tuned to Al Hikmah 24/7 online, so you can hear a lot of these comments and ideas and experience of various people in their profession and their background, etc. So my brother Darren Carter, what really motivated you to become a Muslim?
Sheikh, that's a hard question to answer directly. It was multiple things, a build-up of multiple things. Like I mentioned earlier, while I was growing up, I grew up as a Roman Catholic in a Roman Catholic family. I do not remember in my early days even knowing any Muslims. So, I went to St. Joseph Boys RC in Trinidad, which was close to TML, so I think that was the most I knew about
So talking
Muslims
about
at that time.
Talking about that, so maybe we got to stop here. Instead of getting to the point of what motivated you to Islam, we need to probably let our viewers know a little bit of your background.
Yes.
So your background, Chinese, Spanish, Japanese, what is your background really?
Well, it is black and a hint of Spanish, Venezuelan in there.
Venezuela.
Yes, my
and
great.
Venezuelan makes it even more interesting in today's time with Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, yes.
So you're one of those original Venezuelans in
Original,
Trinidad.
you can say, yes.
I'm just kidding. So a combination of African and Hispanic,
Yes.
basically Venezuelan. Right. So you were born in Trinidad
And Tobago.
and Tobago.
Yes, yes, Sheikh, I
Good.
was.
Born in Trinidad and Tobago. Went to college in Trinidad and Tobago. Did you? What college did you go to?
I attended Fatima College.
Wow, Fatima College. And where is Fatima College?
Fatima College is in Woodbrook. Well, yeah,
Yes,
Woodbrook.
It's in North, huh? Good, good. So you're a Fatima College boy, as they would say.
Yes, yes.
But that was very Roman Catholic. Huh?
It is. It is a Roman Catholic school, founded by the Holy Ghost Fathers, run by them. So yes, I did attend two Roman Catholic schools, St. Joseph Boys RC and then to Fatima College. And like I said, throughout that time, I did have was always holy, and I was always believed in God. I would find some discrepancies, I would say, sometimes in Roman Catholic teaching. And nothing to brag, nothing to put them down or anything, but some things would not add up to me in their teachings.
So Hispanic, African, Fatima College. Let's hear a little bit about your parents. So your father, what religion?
Honestly, Sheikh, I have never heard my father say anything about religion.
He never spoke of God.
Of God, nope.
Not of a religion.
No, not to my knowledge, no.
Interesting.
His
Does he
sister
go to
is Christian.
church?
No. His
You
sister.
never seen him go
No.
to church?
No, no, no.
So is money his God? I'm
It
just
would,
kidding. I mean, just for the fun of our viewers listening
Right.
there. I don't mean to say anything derogative about your
No,
father.
no, it is being
But
honest.
because you said that, I mean, I like my little humor here.
Yep.
So if he never went to church, he never spoke of God, I'm sure he's in business.
Yes.
I'm
yes.
sure he is in this materialistic part of the world,
Right.
house, car. So that's why I wanted to pitch that.
Yep.
Is money his God? If he never spoke of God, I'm sure he speak a lot about money.
Yes.
And sometimes a lot of people speak more about what they worship, which is the dollar
Yep.
today.
Yep.
But anyhow, so that's just being a little humorous on the,
No,
off the
and-
track. So bottom line, you're not sure if he is an atheist or what is his belief.
No, possibly Christian, most likely, because again, his family, his sisters, my aunt and uncles, they are Christian, but no, my father,
Not your dad.
not very religious.
Good,
no.
good, good. But that is important because I want our viewers are worldwide.
Yep.
You know, north, west, east, south. People from throughout the world view this program on Al Hikmat.
Yes.
So it is interesting for them, and I will be asking you those questions that might be passing through their minds. Yes, you are African, Hispanic background, but your parents, what background? So now we know that about your dad. What about your mom?
My mother, devoted Roman Catholic. You know, yes.
Okay, okay. So your mother is a devoted Roman Catholic.
Yes.
And when you say devoted Roman Catholic, what do you mean?
You know, church every Sunday, you know, passed down from my grandmother also, you know, a praying lady, you know, so she does believe and, you know, and follows their teachings to the best of her ability.
So she
That's
goes
what I mean
to
by
church,
devoted.
she prays regularly.
Gives charity and etc. You know.
Hence, that answers why you went to Fatima College,
Yes,
a Roman Catholic college.
exactly. Yep.
Good. So from college, what happened after that?
Well, and even in college, you know, I always remember there was this, down to my last years in college in 2006 when I graduated, there was a Muslim brother by the name of Ibrahim Abdul in my class, you know, and I remember Ibrahim taking time and talking to me about Islam, you know, and talking to me about the teachings of the
And
Prophet
Ibrahim
Muhammad.
Abdul, what was his background like?
Muslim, he's Muslim, he's
Okay, but
born
what is
Muslim.
his ethnic background?
Indian, Trinidadian Indian,
Okay.
born Muslim.
Ibrahim Abdul.
Ibrahim
huh?
Abdul from
Okay.
Arima, Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, okay. So he might just be looking at this show.
Possibly, yep. And, you know, it's Ibrahim kind of, you know, he put me on that path where I understood that, man, Islam isn't that bad. And, you know, Islam is teaching a lot of, you know, good things from a post from what we hear, you know, and growing up. And as again, you know, that was post 9/11. You know, as a matter of fact, 2006 was what, 5 years after it. You know, so you know, there was a lot of negative things circling in the media and all around about it. But you know, the thing about it is that a lot of that negativity did bring people to be curiosity
Yes,
about it.
yes,
You know,
yes.
it made a lot of people who weren't under the fold of Islam be curious about Islam. So it did that to me. And Ibrahim, you know, he kind of set me straight and taught me about a lot of the good things of Islam, and you know, as far as how Islam believes in all of the prophets, you know, it really struck a note when we spoke about Prophet Moses, peace be upon him, you know, and the 10 Commandments and the teaching of Islam, you know, and that kind of rung a bell in my ears where I was like, man, you know, I make a sign of the cross every time I pray, you know, back then, and I'm kind of assigning idols to God, you know. I go to a Roman Catholic church and there's statues of Mary in the church, you know,
Right,
peace be upon
right,
her, and
right.
and Jesus, you know, and I did see that as, yes, you know, a direct violation of the very first commandment. You know, I started looking back into my family more, and even, you know, my mother, and I think that a lot of us, they were not exposed to amount of the information that we were growing up in that time. At least I believe so, you know.
So ever since then, when this brother Ibrahim Abdul started speaking to you about Islam, you started thinking, you
Yes.
started opening up your minds, etc.
Yep.
So I want to toss around the questions here and there, and we're going to continue that discussion on your thoughts and your studies and your mind opening up to understanding Islam. But I want to get a little provocative here. Seeing that people from Trinidad view this show and people all over the world view this show, tell me something. Indian Muslims in Trinidad,
Yes.
all right?
Uh-huh.
Indian Muslims in Trinidad. Ibrahim Abdul was an Indian Muslim.
Yes.
And I don't want to sound racist here, but I want to sound realistic here, because Islam is a universal way of life.
Yes.
Islam is a universal way of life. There is nothing like white, black, blue, yellow in Islam. We are considered believers.
Yes.
But in your mind, and be very honest, honest, with the exception to Ibrahim Abdul, who was an Indian Muslim, and I'm trying to rub this thing in.
Yes.
What do you think about the regular Indian Muslims in Trinidad? Do you think that they were really a people, or do you think they are really a people, or they were in the times that you lived in Trinidad and Tobago? Because now you live in the United States of America, and I should have mentioned that you are presently living in the United States of America.
Yes.
So, and that's how many years now?
Since 2011, so that is 8 years.
Okay. So, previous to that, what was your impression with Indian Muslims in Trinidad? Did they really created an impact about Islam? Meaning, did they really created an impact like Ibrahim Abdul did in creating that curiosity into you to want to know more about Islam? Or do you think that Indian Muslims just lived their life as Muslims and didn't care about the rest of the world, and they made Islam look like an Indian culture or a cult? So if Ibrahim Abdul did not discuss with you, and if he was not your friend, it was not the norm that a regular Indian Muslim would have created that curiosity in you to want to know more about Islam.
Yes, unfortunately, Sheikh, and you and I both being from Trinidad, we understand what the dynamic of the people of Trinidad is and their thought, and yes, me personally, I have nothing negative or no negative experiences dealing with Indian Muslims. I'm just being honest, me myself. What I did see, however, that I agree. Some of my brothers who are black.
Negative experience, but what I want to know about, but you will continue, were there positive experience in them creating an impact in a person to want to know about Islam, want to learn about Islam, want to like Islam? Share that with us.
Unfortunately, no, Sheikh. Unfortunately, no. There wasn't any much, at least from my experience and from my opinion, there wasn't much outreach or much, like you said,
is a good word,
giving dawah and, things that we know to be the true Islam now. No, I did not see a lot of that
So what we are saying is that the normal Indian Muslims are all about making money, building concrete jungle, just nice cars, nice homes and business, just a lot of talk. I am a Trinidad born, and I grew up in Trinidad, and I'm saying this because this is what I never realized when I was living in Trinidad. You see, when I was living in Trinidad, I was part of the same lifestyle. So I never really realized the importance of letting my neighbors know how important Islam is, the Islamic lifestyle, the teachings of the Quran, the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Because I was part of that, you were all caught up into the regular Muslim, when I started getting involved in Islam, the regular Muslim activities, more like a culture. Not a lifestyle that I needed to share with my neighbor, or my non-Muslim friends, or my non-Muslim co-workers, or my non-Muslim relatives. People just go their way because they're so very busy. And you being a Trinidadian who accepted Islam, this is phenomenal. I really enjoy talking to you because I think you are a person that will create a great impact for the Muslims in Trinidad, non-Muslims, revert Muslims, and regular born Muslims in Trinidad, so people can kind of be aware and get awake.
Yes, I hope I can, inshallah. I hope I can.
So share that a little more. And I'm expressing myself because I want the audience and the viewers to understand why I'm asking this question. I do not want the Indian Muslims in Trinidad to say or to think that I'm trying to downplay Indian Muslims.
No, not by any means.
But here is a good example. African, Hispanic, Venezuelan background, becoming a Muslim, that's very powerful. And that's why I want the Indian Muslims in Trinidad to know that most of them, I do not say all, most of them are just asleep. Asleep. And I want to repeat it, asleep. Because when I visit Trinidad now, do you know, it is so disgusting. It is such a shame that every second person I meet, their talks all about business, money, property, how much they're making, how much they intend to make, how much they intend to build. And I'm like, wow, we here in America are trying to get from the president to understand Islam. From the President Trump to understand Islam.
Exactly.
Politicians to understand Islam. You know, neighbors to understand Islam, workers, co-workers, because of the kind of attacks, especially in America.
Yep.
You know, and normally, just to let people know how great Islam is, the teachings of the Quran, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And you know, I feel ashamed to myself as a Trinidadian. And I don't want to downplay Trinidad, because Trinidad got a lot of wealthy Muslims. They got some of the most organizations in the world in a small country for 100,000 Muslims. So they're powerful, but amongst themselves.
Yep.
But are they really doing outreach to let their Hindu neighbors know, their Christian neighbors know, their Baptist neighbors know what is Islam? So what happens, these people on the other side thinks Islam is another Indian culture or another Indian tribal way of life. So I want to hear it from you, and I'm just not, I don't want to let our audience think that I'm putting words into your mouth, but I want our audience to not misunderstand me as to why I'm asking you that question, because you saying that is very important.
Yes.
Very important. So again, you continue.
Oh, Sheikh, you're very right.
Did you get that positive vibes from Indian Muslims about Islam?
Unfortunately, no. Growing up, no. You know, I was invited to Islam by black Muslims, honestly. You know, and you know, accept. And you know, you know how in Trinidad there's a lot of race stuff. You know, we see a lot of this stuff versus Indians versus blacks, and you know, the politics of Trinidad is shaped in that way. So it filters down to every different walk of life. You know, and including the religion. But no, I never received much outreach. Like I said, my primary school, St. Joseph Boys RC, was right up the street, maybe a quarter mile from TML. From TML, you know, I waited for taxis right in front of TML every day.
And you made an interesting statement there by saying race, Indians and African Muslims. That's another major misconception in Trinidad. A lot of Indian Muslims believe that I like to use the word African, Afro-Trinidadian Muslims, or Africans. A lot of Indian Muslims believe that they are new to Islam, and they are foreign to Islam, not realizing that African Muslims originally were Muslims before Indian Muslims, not just in Trinidad, but in India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Africans were Muslims before Indians, and Pakistanis and Bangladeshis in general. So when Indians in Trinidad think, hey, these Africans, they're new to Islam, we are the original Muslims. You know, they are more original to Islam than Indian Muslims from India.
Yeah.
So Trinidad does not even exist. You see what I'm saying? And as a new Muslim, these are important issues that has been misunderstood in the world and in Trinidad. So what you saw, what you're seeing is that these Indian Muslims, and I'm sorry, we were supposed to make this show My Journey to Islam, but it is My Journey to Islam. Because do you know what? Non-Muslims in Trinidad viewing this show and this program will better understand that Islam is not an Indian religion. Islam is not an Indian culture. It's not a tribal way of life. It is a universal way of life. It's a life for mankind, for humanity.
Yes. Yes.
So you mean they did not, so what, did you see Islam as a way of life or just an Indian practice?
Unfortunately, just an Indian practice or Indian religion, I would say. You know, I didn't even know anything of it being a way of life back then, you know, until Ibrahim Abdul started explaining to me that, hey, man,
and
Islam
Ibrahim Abdul only explained to you because he was your friend.
Yes. Yes. You know, and going on that, you know, after I did convert to Islam, after I did, I met some of the brothers that I would hang out with. And they were black Muslim brothers, you know, born into Islam, their mother and father, every full functioning family under Islam. And I would hear some of his experiences. You know, he would share with me his experiences dealing with and go into TML and, you know, go into those schools. And again, it was a lot of unpleasant experiences in his mind.
Or you mean
as far as
this
racism?
African Muslim?
Yes.
Is telling you that when, I mean, I don't want to call organizations, but when he went to other masjids that were majority Indians,
Yes.
they were not very good experience. Wow. Wow,
Yes.
that is sad.
But me personally, and you know, and I want to get away from that, because me personally, once I accepted Islam, I've received nothing but love and good teachings from a lot of Indian Muslims. You know, honestly, no one has guided me astray. I think they've always tried to put me on the right path, you know, and me personally, yes, and give me the proper teachings of Islam, you know, and yes, and they've been fair to me, I think so, you know.
But that's the point. After you accepted Islam, they showed you that appreciation
Yes.
and that welcoming. So it's after you did the outreach to them. It's not that the Indian Muslims did the outreach to you before you became a Muslim. And that's the point I'm getting at.
True.
After you become a Muslim and you come to the mosque and you meet them, well, they welcome you. But before that, you're nobody. You're a stranger.
Yes.
You're an outsider. And that is not Islamic.
Yes. Yes.
That is not Islamic. And that's a major problem that I think Trinidadians fall short with. Because you got Muslims in Trinidad who are billionaires, who have hundreds of workers. Billionaires, millionaires, hundreds of workers. Very influential people. And if they would really live Islam in a way that it can exemplify winning the hearts of people for the pleasure of Allah, for the pleasure of God, I think more of their employees would want to be Muslims.
I agree.
More of their associates will want to be Muslims. But they probably see their Muslim bosses going to masjid, fasting in Ramadan, going for Eid, but they curse like anyone else. They do everything else illegal around town. Their modus operandi or their attitude towards their workers and the people is not very much from humanity, not very much Islamic. So they don't see them as a good personality, with a good personality
Yes.
that can influence a person who is not a Muslim to say, wow, I would like to be like my Muslim boss, like my Muslim manager. And that is sad. That is sad. You know, not many people would be able to say this, but because I'm from Trinidad originally,
Right.
I'm sharing this because that is something I see that is lacking greatly in Trinidad. It was worst before. Now, because of media and social media and international operations, it's getting a little better, but it's far from being good. It's getting better, but it's far from being good.
It is.
And I'm saying this based on the political power that Muslims have in Trinidad. Political power, the wealth, the influence. You know, they could have really won the hearts of non-Muslims to want to love Islam
Exactly.
because of the personality of Muslims. And someone like you, ideal. I'm so happy that I got someone like you to talk to on the
Yes.
show. You're a blessing, Brother Darren.
Thank you. MashaAllah. Thank you, brother.
You're a
You know,
blessing.
and you're right. From me looking at Islam from the outside, you know, that was some of the main things that brought me and made me want to love Islam and accept Islam. You know, seeing the way people carry themselves, Muslim brothers and sisters, you know, and their family and yeah, the love for family. That was some of the things that really cemented my love and my, you know, to Islam.
Okay, so technically you're saying, and I wanted to ask you that, like, what are some of the things that attracted you when you became Muslim in Islam? You love the
Right.
family life.
Yes, and so, you know, so going back, so once I did take Shahada, this was maybe 2008 or 2009 in St. James Masjid. You know, it was through a friend, honestly. You know, there was a friend and his big brother who we did look up to. All right, he's currently deceased, unfortunately. You know, the big brother, and you know, he joined Islam, and me and the brother, we were already kind of.
So the brother that influenced you in St. James, he was also a revert or a convert.
Yes, yes, we were all Christian converts.
So
all
you
three
see the
of us.
point I'm getting.
Yep, yep. And so, you know, so me and his little brother, we followed, and we went to St. James Masjid, and we started getting into the teachings. We both took our Shahada, you know, and we practiced there for a while. And I mean, you know, once in that time,
And that's how many years now?
that was in 2008. So that could have been, what, 10, 11 years now?
Oh, so you accepted Islam in 2008?
Yes.
And what year did you come to the United States of America?
In 2011, January of 2011.
Oh, beautiful. So 2 years after.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, 2.5 years, something, based on what time you you accepted Islam.
Yep, yep.
Good, good.
You know, and again, you know, in that days it wasn't all perfect, you know, because again, we were still kind of living that past lifestyle. We didn't change everything as yet, you know. We were, little by little, we were, you know, and we were practicing Islam in those days. However, then I used to live in Mount Hope, Trinidad and Tobago, and I don't know if you know, but where I grew up, the closest masjid was maybe 5 miles away, you know, and that's one, you know, in San Juan, Trinidad. So around that same
What
time,
masjid was that?
the closest masjid, Ryan Street Masjid.
Okay, okay.
Ryan Street in
okay.
San Juan Hill. Right, so around that time I did start practicing there from Mount Hope, and then we moved to San Juan Hill. My family moved out of Mount Hope around that same time, and I moved to San Juan Hill, and that's when I really, you know, met some brothers who I thought were, you know, the ideal Muslims, you know, and practicing 100%.
Again,
And
were they converts?
well, yes, one or two of them were. One or two of them were. Most of them, well, at least my friend and the guys I knew, some of them were born Muslims. But his father was and mother were converts, were reverts.
Right.
You know,
so
and they brought up their family in
basically
in Islam.
African Muslims.
Yes.
Reverts.
Yep.
That kept you motivated.
Yes, and I mean,
That's
you know,
interesting.
in Ryan Street Masjid, that's where I really started to learn about, you know, because I had rough times in those days, you know, coming from a separated family, you know, I had a lot of issues as far as my mom, you know, my mom being a strict Roman Catholic, and then now me being a Muslim, you know, and you know how stuff is in Trinidad. Sometimes they may, because there's a lot of people joining Islam for the wrong reasons in Trinidad. So she might have thought that I got in with that crowd also, you know, and again, you know, when those brothers started to, so we used to argue a lot, my mom and I, that is, you know, around that time. You know, and then when those guys just started teaching me about the, you know, Islam, and I mean, your parents being kind of your key to Jannah, you know, and being fair and consistent, and, you know, showing that respect and love to your parents. I mean, it has just, you know, a lot of those teachings changed me completely and made me understand that, you know, this is the right way for me. So much so that, I mean, one of my main goals in life right now is just to please my mother and father, you know, and just to, again, you know, make them happy with me, and maybe one day even be able to get them to convert to Islam also.
So, on that note, I would like to continue this conversation, inshallah, bi'idhnillah, after we go on a short break, because we have been going.
Yes.
I didn't realize it. We have been going for more than 30 minutes.
Wow.
Interesting
Time
conversation.
just flies by.
Interesting conversation, very interesting. And we will continue after the short break on your coming to America.
Yes.
And your Islamic impression and lifestyle after you came to the United States of America. So stay tuned. After the short break, we will continue with Brother Darren Carter, who is a revert to Islam and has been very, you know, blessed, and it's a pleasure to have him with us in the studio, in Al Hikmat studio, to share his journey to Islam. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll continue on his journey to Islam as he came to the United States of America. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
With over 20 years of traveling experience, Al Hikmat Services is offering exclusive 2019 tours for India and Dubai on October 13th through October 23rd, visiting holy sites, Taj Mahal, and many other historical sites. These groups will be led by Shaikh Shafayat. For more details, you can contact Al Hikmat Dawah Services at 1-800-804-0267 or at 954-986-0158, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
يا لا 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 يا لا يا لا 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 يا لا يا لا يا لا يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا 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 يا لا لا.
Fens, the single largest specialty retailer of residential and office furniture, consumer electronics, home appliances, and household items in Trinidad and Tobago. At Fens, we offer a large selection of high-quality products, honest and reliable service. We are passionate about serving you, and we're proud of the standard of excellence upheld by our knowledgeable staff, friendly delivery teams, and dedicated customer care associates. Visit Fens First, your friendly furniture, appliance, and electronic dealer since 1960.
Al-Hikmat Dawah Services now offering a special Dubai and Umrah package in December 2019. A 10-day trip from December 9th to December 19th, 2019. Average cost is $3,000. The group will be led by Shaikh Shafayat. For more details, you can contact Al-Hikmat Dawah Services at 954-986-0158 or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my journey to Islam on Al Hikmat TV 24/7 online. Once more, it is a pleasure to have with us in Al Hikmat studio Brother Darren Carter. Welcome to the show. And we really had a very interesting conversation before we went on the short break. I know it may sound a little controversial, but it's realistic.
Yes.
It's realistic. It's realistic. Now that you are in America and you have been living in America after leaving Trinidad and Tobago, accepting Islam in Trinidad and coming here, when you came here, how did you feel about being a Muslim?
It's a very good question, Sheikh. And in the beginning, honestly, I was a bit scared. A bit scared of seeing, someone and hearing some of what people would say and hearing of the things that happen, attacks and etc. And yeah, I was a bit intimidated. I would say was the correct word. I mean, to this day, I think this year was when I finally shaked it, but it has been in me for a while now. That intimidation, sometimes I work with some people who would make statements about Muslims or Islam who have no idea about the teachings of Islam, and yeah, things like that. It kind of, it does intimidate me at times. It does.
Speaking about work, maybe you want to share a little bit of your work experience and on your occupation. So as we were talking before we came on the show, you are a health and safety manager, right?
Yes, I am.
And what's the name of the company?
My company is Brand Safeway Solutions.
Brand Safeway Solution.
Yes.
And I understand that's an international company.
Yes, it is.
Great
worldwide company.
Great image worldwide, huh?
Yes.
Brand Safeway Solutions.
Yes.
What are some of the popular places that your company worked with or worked for?
Well, I mean, just right here, we've done Brickell City Center right here locally in South Florida, Brickell City Center, the Marlin Stadium.
The Marlin Stadium.
Yep.
Wow.
Right now, we're at the Hard Rock Casino, the guitar that they're building.
The Hard Rock.
Right here in Hollywood.
the guitar, right?
The guitar, yep.
Yes, yes, that you can see from many, many, many miles.
Yep. And I mean, nationwide, as far as the U.S., we do a lot of high-profile jobs. Just the day we had a job at the Seattle Space Needle.
Oh,
the Space Needle out there, and
the Seattle Space Needle. I've been there. It's wonderful. They got a revolving restaurant at the top.
Yep.
So you being a safety manager, you got to check out these sites and see that the things are all safe.
Yes. So my main
healthy, whatever environment for the workers.
Yes, my main duties would be training, record keeping, and like you said, visiting sites and just making sure that our employees are following the rules and regulations of the company.
So if you guys are national and you're internationals, you worked with federal government also.
Yes, yes. I mean, a lot of stuff. We did the FBI building here in Miramar, well, a federal building here in West Miramar.
The recent FBI building that was opened
yes.
in South Florida.
Yep. So
good,
there,
good.
you know, and I mean nationwide, you know, my company has a lot of high-profile jobs. We work in Kings Bay, Georgia, which is a submarine base out there, you know, for the U.S. Army. And yeah, so we have a lot of high-profile jobs.
And you are the safety manager for the branch here in South Florida.
Yes, yes, I am.
Wow,
yes,
that's congratulations. That's
Thank
a
you.
blessing.
Thank
it's
you.
nice to know that we have people like you and Muslims like you in such very prominent professional positions.
Yes, mashallah.
So I know time is just going and we are really short.
Yeah.
Time. We just got about maybe another 10 minutes or so to wind up the program because the first session was really interesting. We went off track a little bit, but I thought that's a good message of outreach because that's a major shortcoming that I see in the Indian Muslim world, if I want to call it, where they really keep to themselves. They keep to themselves. They keep to themselves when it comes to Islam. When it comes to money,
yes.
No. When it comes to business, no. They are leaders. But Islam, for some reason, they take it as a culture and they don't care. They don't care. And I really appreciate that you could share that with our audience and our viewers worldwide. And this is something international.
Yes.
Now that you are in America and for the past, 7 or 8 years
8 years.
so, and practicing Islam, did America affect you in a way for you not to get very devoted in Islam? I mean, I don't know, I'm asking you. I know this is something that affects a lot of people when they come to America. Some people may get very materialistic or even more materialistic.
Yes, yes.
So it keeps them away from their God and from Islam. Now, I don't think that would be the case with you, but your situation is more like being skeptical of being a Muslim and a new Muslim in America.
Yes, yes. And, you know, again, I think, you know, it was ignorance, I think, even on my part, you know, as far as judging some of these people, you know, through my just being here with, and, you know, at Darul Uloom and going to Al-Hikmat, I think a couple of weeks ago, one of your khutbahs was about as far as America having so much people that believe in God in general, you know, and it being such a blessed country. And I think I misunderstood that, you know, I did not understand that. So I was intimidated at the beginning, like I said. However, it kind of changed in that I did realize that, I mean, people here are very accepting. The majority of people are accepting and, you know, I just kind of do not understand. And, you know, and it's up to us to lead and give that good impression of what Islam
so when you came to America, you thought that being a Muslim and with all these anti-scenario thing, people will look at you in a very derogative way.
Yeah.
But you did not really realize that America, listen, America is more than 90% of people are God conscious. They believe in God. That's why the presidents always tell you, God bless America. God bless America. And in the dollar it says, in God we trust. That's why in America, religion has a lot of power from a constitutional point of view. But a lot of people don't know that. You know, alhamdulillah, because I was the former president of an interfaith council here, I was able to interact with a lot of, you know, hierarchy people of different profession. And I was able to realize how much they respect religious positions, how much the government of America respect a religious position. That's something that is embedded in the Constitution and the government of America.
Yes.
That's why when a person wins election in America, whether it's President Trump, President Obama, President Bush, they have something called an inauguration day. And they go to the National Cathedral and they have religious worship. They thank God for their success.
Yes.
It's a very godly thing.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So God is a major part in this country. Thanksgiving is a major part. Thanksgiving is the major holiday that everybody commemorate and celebrate. And it's all about thanking God.
Yes.
So that's another misconception that a lot of Muslims have in the United States of America, that we got to keep a low profile as a Muslim.
Yes. Yes.
So was that the situation with you at one point
Yes,
in time?
it was. Yes, it was. You know, again, I did try to kind of stay below the radar, and you know, I was kind of chasing success also. I thought that my jobs would not offer me the type of opportunities that I was awarded if they knew I was a Muslim, or more yet a practicing Muslim who's telling them that, hey, you know, Friday at lunch I need to leave to go to Jummah every single Friday. You know, now why my company does not discriminate against religion or race. You know, and that is in the fabric of their work, but I still think I would not have been awarded the opportunities had I mentioned that to them.
But that's a good point, and that's the kind of thing we want our viewers to understand. In your journey to Islam, that was a little scare. Would the non-Muslims respect you, disrespect you, put you down because you're a Muslim, not promote you, not recognize you, you know, not give you the time of the day, as we'd say. But on the other hand, you became the manager. Of a powerful company.
It was the total opposite.
And you're a Muslim. You see the blessings of Allah. And that's why we love the show, you know, My Journey to Islam on Al Hikmah TV. And that's why we talk to a lot of people, rabbis, priests, professionals, all different kind of people from all different walk of life, because we really want the world to know the truth about Islam. And you know, alhamdulillah, I do a lot of interaction with government people. Right now we're doing a lot of work with the U.S. Census 2020, and it's just so interesting that the U.S. government strongly recommend, strongly encourage faith leaders to get involved in Census 2020. They're paying you. They paid my trip to go on a wonderful summit, U.S. 2020 summit. Very exotic, very professional, you know what I'm saying? On a resort, one of the most beautiful resorts I've ever seen in my life. Paid by the US government for faith leaders to get involved in understanding and educating people on US Census 2020. So religion is very much recognized in this country.
It is.
And that's a misconcept that a lot of people have. And I'm glad that you say that, so we could share this to our people who come into the fold of Islam. Don't be shy to be a Muslim. If you do good and you be a good Muslim and you keep on the right path, wonders.
I agree 100%.
Wonders. So I know we're on the countdown for time, but tell us a little bit, because you have something interesting to tell us about your Quran. So tell us about your learning to read Quran.
Well,
and why I want you to share that, because I mean, I feel that I'm part of that with you, and what motivated you to learn to read the Quran, to read Arabic and to read the Quran?
You are 100%.
You know, you're kidding.
No, you are. So, you know, me growing up, I never understood Spanish. While I am mixed with Spanish, I only did Spanish a couple of years in high school. When I migrated to Miami, here in Miami, I mean, I was basically forced to learn Spanish to the point where I'm almost bilingual, and I can have full fluent conversations in Spanish now.
Interesting.
So, you know, me, in my mind, I thought, man, you know, you learn Spanish for money or for betterment in your life, but, you know, sometimes I come to the cut bars, you know, I can't read Arabic, you know what I mean? And for the sake of Allah. And I mean, that was one of my biggest pushes, honestly, you know, I mean, even in Trinidad, a lot of brothers always motivated me to try to learn the Quran in Arabic and read Quran in Arabic one day. So it was always in the back of my mind, but that was, to me, it was the major push that, hey man, you learn Spanish for $1. You know, you can definitely learn read Arabic for the sake of Allah.
Read the Quran.
Yes. And I mean, once you guys at Darul Uloom offered free classes, and I think it was the right time, you know, where I was able to jump right into it, you know, and alhamdulillah, I think within 7 or 8 classes, and inshallah I will be, you know, reading Quran
well,
in
you
Arabic.
already entered, so you got it into 7 lessons. But that's a good motivation to our viewers, that you started from Alif Ba Ta. And you read the Quran in 7 lessons, so you can read and write the Quran in Arabic.
Yes.
In 7 lessons, you started to read. And that's also a blessing to our new Muslims, reverts or converts, as you want to say, who find it difficult to learn to read Arabic, learn to read Quran, that you did it in 7 lessons.
Yes.
And they should not hesitate in doing it. Plus, a lot of our born Muslims who are 50, 60, and 70 years, 30, 40, 50, 67, and cannot read Quran in Arabic, you are also motivation to them.
Yes, yes, and I mean, you know, it's way easier than they think. You know, once they put their mind to it, I think anyone can do it. You know, I'm no scholar by any means, and yes, I think, you know, Darren,
So did you think it was difficult in learning?
No, honestly, I mean, your teaching techniques and, you know, me writing it and reading it and translating it, no, I did not at all, honestly.
Wow, wow.
No.
That is interesting. I mean, I have been seeing you maybe for the past year or so coming for the Jum'ah khutbah.
Yes.
I never really realized that you were Trinidad, you know.
Yes.
I never knew that. I never realized that. I thought maybe you're right, you were some Hispanic or from Cuba or somewhere. But it is so interesting when you came and you approached us and we spoke. I'm like, where are you from?
Right.
And, but that is good. That is good to know that we came from the same soil
Yes.
back home, Trinidad and Tobago. We can share that that bond and that relationship under the umbrella of Islam.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And now you have learned to read the Quran. You have excelled in your profession, the safety manager of Brands Safety Solutions,
Yes,
right?
yep.
And Allah has blessed you with a good job, a good position, or you can read and write the Quran. So that puts you,
Alhamdulillah,
you know, that's a blessed thing. What else would you like to say? We're on a countdown. We got a minute or so. So what else would you like to share with our audience before we conclude
No,
the
well,
show?
I mean, definitely, you know, non-Muslims or even brothers who have converted and is not practicing, you know, I definitely want them to know that, I mean, life is too short, you know. I had some instances and things that happened to family members and friends within the last year or two that really woke me up and made me realize that life is too short, you know, and we, you know, we need to try to practice Islam and do the best that we can. And again, for the sake of Allah, you know, this is just temporary. You know, what we have here, and we should be really preparing for what comes next. You know, and I think a lot of people get misguided, like you said, sometimes by materialistic stuff or the money or, you know, by the dunya in general. And I think, you know, I just really I would hope I could wake up a lot more brothers, you know, in that. You know, you and I being from Trinidad, and we know, you know, unfortunate that it has become such a violent place, you know, and such a violent culture. I mean, and yeah, man, I mean, so many young people, you know, just losing their lives and a state out of Islam, you know, is what we know as, you know, as the outer remembrance of God.
Yes, yes, listen.
Very sad.
The murder and the crime in Trinidad is not because of the gun. It is because of lack of God in people's lives.
100%.
If people have faith in God and they have love for God and faith in God, they will not put their trust in the gun.
I agreed.
And they will not use the gun to take control and to harm humanity, friends, family, neighbors. Again, this is a message that the Muslims should be promoting very strongly.
Yeah.
And should be very, very strong in initiating activities to better educate the people around them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And your message here, our Muslims worldwide, whether it's in Arabia, it's in Pakistan, in Africa, America, wherever it is, your journey to Islam is very influential to people worldwide. We just spoke on some points in Trinidad, we targeted, but that's the same situation worldwide.
Yes.
Worldwide, that's the same situation. And I mean, you happen to look more Hispanic, so you probably got away. But if you were totally African looking, you might have been treated a little worse. You see what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, that's the sad reality of life.
And that is very sad.
Yes, it is.
That is very sad.
It is.
And that is not Islamic. That is not Islamic. And that's why people like you got to educate the world and use your journey to Islam to let Muslims know, reverts know, converts know, new Muslims know, you know, what you have learned from Islam, how you have benefited, and how they can be a better Muslim.
Yeah.
a better people, a better human being by the mercy and blessings of God Almighty. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Mashallah, thank you
it's
for
really
having
a
me,
blessing
Shaikh.
to have had you with us. Darren Carter, Safety Manager for Brands Safety Solution.
Yes.
Blessing
Mashallah.
to have
Thank you for having me,
And
Shaikh.
thank you very much, our viewers. Brother Darren, blessings from God. Blessings to have him with us in Al Hikmat Studio. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned to Al Hikmat TV 24/7 online. And may Allah continue to bless you, bless us, and give us all the good in this world and the good in the hereafter. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
With over 20 years of traveling experience, Al Hikmat Services is offering exclusive 2019 tours for India and Dubai on October 13th through October 23rd, visiting holy sites, Taj Mahal, and many other historical sites. These groups will be led by Sheikh Shafayat. For more details, you can contact Al Hikmat Dawah Services at 1-800-804-0267 or at 954-986-0158, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com. Royal Bengal Trading, importer, exporter, wholesaler of Bangladeshi Indo-Pak groceries and spices. We specialize in various authentic Indian masalas, juices, flours, rices, and spices. We offer exclusive brands as Ocean Pearl, Shan, National, Tilda, Himani, and many, many more. We're located at 36B Caroni Savannah Road, Charleville, Chaguanas, Trinidad and Tobago. You can call us at 473-4676 or call 476-3117. Email us at wahabdk@gmail.com. Now open Sajida exclusive for all of your Islamic and casual wear. We carry a large selection of silk route and al-karam gowns, scarves, hijabs, hijab pins, and many other accessories. We have exclusive Swarovski gold-filled and sterling silver jewelry. We are located in store 143, Caroni Savannah Road, Charleville, Chaguanas, located on the opposite side of TNT Chicken Hut. For more info, you can call 328-6682 or 295-5400.
Fens, the single largest specialty retailer of residential and office furniture, consumer electronics, home appliances, and household items in Trinidad and Tobago. At Fens, we offer a large selection of high-quality products, honest and reliable service. We are passionate about serving you, and we're proud of the standard of excellence upheld by our knowledgeable staff, friendly delivery teams, and dedicated customer care associates. Visit Fens First, your friendly furniture, appliance, and electronic dealer since 1960.
Al Hikmat Dawah Services now offering a special Dubai and Umrah package in December 2019. A 10-day trip from December 9th to December 19th, 2019. Average cost is $3,000. The group will be led by Sheikh Shafayat. For more details, you can contact Al Hikmat Dawah Services at 954-986-0158, or you can email us at alhikmat@alhikmat.com.
Truly he is the one, he has no father or son.